What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So today we have a slightly different video because I've gone ahead and I've bought a new boat. So I know we've been doing the restoration projects with my John boat, but this one just happened to come on the market and it was just too good of a deal to pass up. So I actually did not buy this technically with my own money, even though I did. So I traded those two kayaks you guys saw in one of our videos for this boat. I don't know how I got it for that steal of a deal, but one of the reasons is the Evinrude 115 does not work. But that is the least of my concerns because this thing actually looks pretty nice. The interior was just redone along with some of the wiring. But if we take a look in the back, it still looks like spaghetti. Just pretend I didn't see that. But yeah, so this is now going to be the new project boat. We are going to be scrapping the old John boat, and now we're going to be focusing all attention onto this one. So this is a 1990 ProCraft Family Fisher 160, and it has live wells on each side. But yeah, I am super happy about this one. I think it's going to go a lot better than that John boat did. I was just running into a lot of hiccups with that thing, and I actually just went down there not too long ago to look at it and take that trolling motor off of the front, and it had so much water in that front half, but there was no water at all in the back. So I can definitely tell why there was two bilge pumps in that boat. So I'm gonna go grab the trolling motor, see how it looks on this boat, and then we're gonna get into doing some work onto the bottom of this hole. Alrighty, got the trolling motor pulled out. Man, I should have gotten like a smaller base one like Josh's, but this should be okay because there's I think like 8 holes up here, and then we got 2 more, 8 total. But yeah, so I'll give you guys a little bit closer look here. So there's like, you know, a little bit of chips all the way down the side of it, but that's not the end of the world. We'll probably do one big video of us trying to fix all of this in, you know, one shot. But today, the bottom of the boat, because there isn't, you know, terrible scratching or anything, it's just kind of up here is the worst of it. But let me take you guys down below. So, you know, there's just some rough scuffing, you know, starting to happen right here. So I'm just gonna take a sander, go in on it, or just some sandpaper, go in, just sand down just the general area around it. And then I have some marine grade Bondo. I'm just gonna kind of put on here, try to make it smooth again. And then let me take you guys to the back. So then back here, you can see the real only hole we have is right here at the bottom, and I say hole, but you know, it's not even a hole, it's just a little tiny little chip. So just gonna go, you know, sand it and put some Bondo down, just the usual. But yeah, so I mean, everything looks really good. There's just little tiny chips in the fiberglass. And then as I mentioned, the Evinrude here does not currently work, but that's not the end of the world for me, because personally I don't think I need 115 horsepower on this sucker, but gosh, would that be nice. But I obviously do not need that. So I mean, even if this doesn't work, I'm gonna take it to a boat shop, have them look it over. I mean, if it's fixable, it's fixable, but If not, I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm just gonna go out and get me a 4-stroke instead of a 2-stroke. But yeah, so I'm gonna get going to some sanding on the bottom, and hopefully we can get some work into this thing today. Alrighty, so we got the fiberglass repair kit for the deeper ones. So this one actually has the actual fiberglass in it and the resin and everything. And this is going to be just for our quick little fixes, our marine weld for boats and personal watercrafts, decks and hulls. So this is going to be our go-to today, but I need this guy. So yeah, we are gonna go get to putting some of this on the bottom of the boat here. So we just got it sanded as best as I could. So you guys can see that little white spot there. And we're just gonna put a little bit of this JB weld on there and just gonna get it smooth back to what it was looking like beforehand. And yeah. Okay, so this one's gonna be a little interesting because we have particles and dust flying absolutely everywhere. You know, I was thinking this stuff was going to be gray, like JB Weld. This is definitely not gray. Okay. Now let's go underneath. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so this stuff is starting to get hard now, which is great. So I'm just gonna start to lay it where I want it. Try not to put too much. And then I'll go back with my finger, obviously with the glove on, and smoothing it all in. Make sure it's nice and flush. Also, don't take tips from me. I am just a man. I have no prior experience in this before. And it's okay if it looks ugly because we're gonna come back and sand it down. Okay, and so now we have the JB Weld on there. So now we're just gonna have to let it sit and cure for about, I believe, 24 hours. And then we are going to grab our sandpaper again and come back through here and sand it down and just till it's nice and flush with the whole rest of the boat here. So yeah, that's this side done. There's just a couple little, there you go. So yeah, we'll just let that sit in, and then we'll come back the next day and sand that all down. So yeah, let's come up to the front. Alrighty, hopping into the boat here. So we have, you know, a couple little side compartments that have a life jacket. There's an anchor in there, and then over here, nothing special, just another little side compartment. There's a little first aid kit in there, which is a bonus. And then no compartments open up here, which is kind of a downer, but not really the end of the world because you can still fit stuff under there. You just have to get to it from these compartments. And then here, the steering column, they just did new wiring going to the back of the boat, so That's pretty baller. We don't have any gauges though. We just have lights. I don't know what this one is. I know this one is the bilge pumps, and these two, one of them has to be probably the fish finder, and I would guess the live well. And then we got a nice OMC shifter here. And then the seats. And obviously the rest of the interior was just redone. So, you know, that's obviously a plus, because that's like $1,000 right there and all this work. Got another little storage compartment. And then these are our live wells. And I'm not sure exactly, I'll have to look it up on how big the tank is. But it did come with 2 batteries, a battery tender, and it looks like a separate little oil mixing. Okay, so this is like since it's obviously a 2-stroke, this is where the oil and the fuel mix before it goes to the engine. And we got a nice little battery spot there. I'm hoping that we can maybe find some connections for this trolling motor, so I don't have to run my battery up there. I'm hoping I can just run my wires all the way back and have my battery back here, because obviously all the way in the back is the best. But yeah, this thing's gonna be nice. We got not really necessarily cup holders right here, but might be able to squeeze something in there. Has a little cup holder, and then we got a nice little storage compartment here. But yeah, I am hyped about this one. A lot better than the little John boat. And I mean, it's just overall going to be, I think, better on the water. Obviously, we won't be able to go to like some super shallow areas, but I mean, it's still going to be super, super fun. And this trailer is nice, and the lights actually work on it. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have a lot for this video, but it's kind of just like an update for you guys, because I'm selling my John boat now. And if anybody wants to buy it, let me know down in the comments. I'm going to be selling for $400. So let me know down in the comments if anybody wants that, even though it's probably a long shot. I'm going to be listing it on Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, those kayaks did me good, I guess, because I got a pretty sick boat out of it. We have a local boat shop around here called Ted's Boatorama, where I'm going to take the engine to, just have them do a little diagnostic test, make sure it's not a complete loss, because if it is, then I'll just go ahead and get a new motor. But yeah, we have a lot planned. I'm hoping I can't get this trolling motor installed here pretty quickly, so we can't take it out to like Loud Thunder or something, since it's just a trolling motor only spot. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully we can get some more content on this boat coming soon, and we'll see you guys next one. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.